Okay, here we go. Probability, chapter 12. I'm going to go through here and do my very best to make sure that what I cover covers what's on the quiz. The textbook problems in the back don't match up with the quiz problems very well, so I'm going to try to do my best to make sure I'm matching those up. If you have questions after the quiz, then just make sure that you're asking them so that way we can get them clarified. Alright, in this situation here we're going to cover basic concepts in section 12.1. We're going to touch on 12.2 and 12.3 also. 12.1 we're going to cover historical background, probability, law of large numbers. We're going to leave genetics off, so let's go ahead and cross that off. We're not going to talk about genetics this time just because of time and so forth, but we'll touch on odds. Historical background. Much of the early work in probability concerned games and gambling. One of the first to apply probability to matters other than gambling was Pierre-Simon de Laplace, who is often credited with being the father of probability theory. In the 20th century, a coherent mathematical theory of probability was developed through people such as Chebysky, Markov, and Kolmogorov, which are all probably German or in that region of the world. If you want to look more into the background, please feel free to. You really don't have to take a history of math class because of your course requirements. Okie dokie, probability. It's the study of probability is concerned with random phenomena. And even though we cannot be certain whether a given result will occur, we often can obtain a good measure of its likelihood. So probability is to obtain a good measure of its likelihood. In the study of probability, an observation or measurement of a random phenomena is an experiment. Okay, so an experiment, let's talk about what that would be. In this case, an experiment would be rolling the dice. That's an experiment or an observation. Whereas an outcome is that result. So I have my dice, I roll the dice one time, and I get a 2 and a 3. So my sum is 5. Okay, so my experiment is rolling the dice. My outcome is a 2 and a 3, which the sum of those is 5. If I rolled the dice 10 times, then the outcomes of each one of those experiments will be called my sample space. We are usually interested in some particular collection of the possible outcomes. Any such subset of a sample space is called an event. So the main thing is an event, and an event could be, that you got 5s. You rolled 2 dice, and on the rolls you got 5s from one of your possible situation. Okay, and then I made a list of vocab down here for you just to go back and review. This is straight out of the book, out of this language up here at the top. I just wanted to put it in one spot for you. Okay, let's look at an example.